Good morning. Can you hear me? Let's see. Stop camera. I think we're on. Let's see. Is it live? Sorry, we're a bit late today. Hello, David. Scary title. Why is that scary? Oh, for the video. Yeah, but just fun. Having fun with the title. Having fun with the video. Good morning, Jim. Mia's just making some coffee. We kind of got up a bit late. Actually, we got up like 4 minutes ago. So, so she's making coffee. Hello, Daryl from Australia. How are you? So, guys, what's your preference? Province girl, city girl, or somewhere in between? Me, I think my preference is more of a city girl because I think girls from the city are, how shall I say this, more worldly. While in the province here, maybe they're more quiet and don't have that knowledge, Let's see. Jim says, "Where are the donuts?" Let's see here. Where are the donuts, Mia? Yeah, Mia, where are my donuts? It's breakfast time. She's coming. She's just getting the coffee ready. The born nomad. No, looks like it. Yeah. Mia is kind of, well, she's really from Dumaguete, so more of a city girl. Dumaguete is kind of in between a city and a province, so kind of in between there. Mr. Vegas says province all the way. Yeah, but why? Mr. Vegas says more accurately, province girl who works in the city. Yeah, that's I can understand that. TK like province girls. I don't know what TK means, but maybe you mean Tim K, the blogger. Tim. Oh yeah, Tim K. Yeah, I think he's married to one, right? Has a kid with one or something. Yeah. Oh, salamat. Can I get the tractor? Oh man, I'm not awake before I have a coffee. Dara from Australia province, it would be nice to share a new experience with them. Yeah, because a lot of the girls from the province maybe don't have that experience, right, baby, of going places, of restaurants and all that, because they don't have that in the province. So yeah, the born nomad, it's a tough balance between both. Too much either can be problematic. Yeah, with the city girls, they might be too westernized, yeah, baby.
Yeah,
they might have dated many foreigners before they met you.
But some city girls are like, like a bit far from city, not so far, but they don't have the experience to be with a foreigner. Some girls are like that.
Yeah, I'm saying more than likely.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I understood that, David. Thank you. Let's see. No, come back here. Trick Slot says the friend of
Belgian. Oh yeah.
Belgian's returning to Ireland because he says the restrictions on his island is getting too ridiculous. Who's Belgian?
She's a blogger also.
Ah, okay. Yeah, there are a lot of foreigners leaving. I mean, it seems every month or every week or two, there's less and less foreigners, and I know more leaving. And some of them are the 3 years have expired, some of them are health conditions, and others have just had it. They're gone. Stephen Moore, province girls haven't learned yet how to spend your money. Yeah, I thought they learned fast. But also when it comes to that, it's really up to the guy how the woman acts, in my opinion. If you let things pass, they'll push the limits. Yes, Tim K's married to Chrissy. I think she's from Leata. Yeah, I think so. Good morning, Gillian. Daryl says, haha, the first sip of your first coffee. So good. Yeah, there's nothing better than coffee. That's the first thing. It's like a drug, man. When you wake up, it's like, coffee, coffee, coffee. That's the first thought I have when I wake up, is coffee. Nigel says, good morning, old fella. Fella. I'm not old. Nick Ban, didn't you monetize your channel? Yeah, it's monetized. With YouTube, once you reach 1,000 subscribers and 240,000 minutes, it becomes monetized, or you can monetize it at that point. So yeah, it's been monetized for 2-3 months now. Bob says, which is better for Western style dating, of living together instead of marriage and family? Which is better for Western style dating, of living together instead of marriage? What do you mean by that?
I don't know.
I think maybe you mean what is better, living together or being single? That's up to you, man. I mean, to me, when you first come, you need to be single. Scott says, my girlfriend is raised in the province, but she lives in Manila for a while, and she's been independent since she was 16. So she has the province girl qualities, but she's not naive. Yeah, a good combination. Even at 7:30 a.m. Philippines time, yeah, looks good. Yeah, the nice thing with me, she doesn't need makeup to look good. When you date Western girls, they use like a ton of makeup, and it's just, yeah, it's not becoming. Where are the donuts?
I ate it all.
I remember when I worked in the US, a lot of times we'd go to the donut shop and we'd buy a lot of donuts to bring to work. Yeah, we'd put out donuts.
That's too much.
I know it's too much. The way of living in the US, it's a lot of calories. A lot of calories.
And a big Coke.
No, it's always coffee. And Mr. Vegas, hit the thumbs up, guys. Yeah, thumbs up. Nitpan says, you didn't enable Super Chat.
Super chat?
It's not? How do you know that? How do I enable that?
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Anyone is here? If anyone is here, we're back. The electricity's back. It didn't last that long. So if anyone is here, we'll continue. If not, we'll call it a day. Uh, I guess everybody's going. How can you see? Like,
There.
oh, there's 10 people on here, right?
Hmm.
That's what it says. So yeah, let's go back. We lost electricity, and that's a typical thing that happens here, and that's part of living here in the Philippines, at least in Dumaguete. I know different places. I spoke to one blogger, Gio, in the Philippines. He told me, what was it? Davao. Davao had very little brownouts. I know I lived in Cebu City. We had brownouts, but nothing like the frequency we have here in Dumaguete. So it's just one of the things. And Sunday might actually be a bad day. I don't know why. They seem to have brownouts more on Sunday. So um, let's go back here. Why don't you do this, babe?
Hmm.
See. Dave Newley says hi. Hi, Dave Newley from Poland. I've never been to Poland, but I hear it's a nice country, similar to Germany, if what I hear is correct. So that's one of, I think, when we go to Europe, we have a lot of places to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Europe is awesome, man. There's so many different cultures, so many different places, so many different types of nature as well, and food and everything. So I can hardly wait to tour Europe. With motorbike or car?
I think motorbike. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I can hardly wait to tour Europe. So yeah, I don't think there's a lot of people left here, so we'll probably cut it. But it says 17 people, so hello William, how's it going? Um, well, back to the topic. What else do you want to say about the province girls and the city girls? I mean, what's the difference? Like when you make friends from the province and friends from the city, what do you see as a difference?
I guess city girls are like more into fun.
More into fun?
Yeah.
When you say fun, you mean guys, fun?
Sort of like that. But
So easier.
wait.
Okay.
But also fun like going out to the club, going to the beach, going to like for example my friend,
Uh-huh.
we go to the plaza
And she's
and
a
just
city girl?
yeah,
Uh,
they're all city girls.
the city girls?
Yes. And it's kind of like I haven't had a province girlfriend.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe they have less money, or is it because they value other things more, like going out in nature? What is it?
they're more into what we do, like they tend to be far away from you, because I tried to befriend once, but we're not really compatible to each other. It's not like
Because
it's not clicked.
because maybe you have two different types, sets of values and understanding of the world and everything. So
Maybe,
there's not a chemistry there, maybe.
maybe.
Plus, I think city girls are easier to probably talk to, get to know.
Mhm.
And it's probably easier to make it to have a girl, a city girl to become a girlfriend than a province girl. I don't know. What would you say about that?
I think it's easier like for city girls because they're used to it,
They're used to dating.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the province is like
more shy, more reserved. You know,
okay.
right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's another thing. City girls tend to be more educated, right?
Yes.
While province girls, it's like a high school education. Plus, in the province, typically, they don't have the knowledge. They understand English pretty well, but they
Yeah.
don't have the capacity to speak English the way the city girls do, right? Because here you seem to, well, you meet more foreigners, number one. Number two is, I noticed like in the city, the girls, it's kind of the in thing to throw in a lot of English words, right? The more English words you throw in, the more like, oh, high status you are, right?
It's like here, English is a classy thing,
Yeah,
if you're gonna
it's a
speak,
status, right?
if you're gonna speak English to me, okay, you're like that, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
even when fighting on the internet, you gotta speak English.
to show that to show that they're highly educated or something. Yeah, maybe. That's interesting. So if you fight in English, you're highly educated. If it's in Visayan,
It's just like to show off,
to show off.
Yeah, I know a lot of vocabulary words in English, so
I
don't
remember,
ever fight me.
I remember when I was here in 2017, I was on a date with this girl, and like behind us, I remember there was this couple. I mean, young couple. I mean, we're talking, I don't know, I'm not good at that age, but somewhere between 14 and 16, let's say. So I think they were on a date, and they were talking English, and their English was perfect. I mean, more perfect than, British people and American people. I mean, their grammar was perfect, the pronunciation so clear. It was amazing, you know.
And also,
But when the server came, they would talk Visayan and throw in some English words, the way you do. Um, so I was fascinated by that, how their English was so perfect. I mean, they must have gone to like Silliman or something, like, yeah. Because I've noticed that the people that go to especially the Silliman University, I'm biased towards Silliman. I don't know why.
there's another school too.
Yeah, there's Narsau and everything. Yeah, we're back online.
We're back,
The
so we
brown,
can't give you any.
the brown hat went away.
Can't give you any. What was that again?
Don't know.
No, a beer. We can't give you beer.
No, you're saying that when he comes here. Yeah, so I don't think there's a lot of questions here. I think most people have already logged off or just listening. So, what else do you want to talk about? What's going on in our lives now?
More fun.
So we talked about it last time. Good. Let's see. My girlfriend is from Cole.
Huh?
Oh, his girlfriend's from California. I think that's what you mean, right, Henry? Like Philippines across the Rubicon, and in 50 years, everybody will speak English. Yeah, that's true. 20%. Yeah, I guess I still haven't figured that one out. So I thought it was on. So I don't know. I'll have to go back after this and figure it out. So next time it's on. It's no big deal, but never mind. Okay. King New Jersey says, I have a buddy who married a Filipina. He said, quote, make sure she is educated and not from Manila.
Oh my God.
Why would not from Manila be? Maybe because they're too met too many foreigners, maybe, or maybe there's like in some big cities. I don't know about the Philippines, but other places they can be a lot of scammers and stuff. So maybe there's a lot of scammers in Manila.
Maybe.
Cebu, Bossman, Mountain Girl or Jungle Girl? Yeah. Which one would you prefer, Mountain Girl or Jungle Girl from the province?
Both.
I think mountain, since I like
Yeah,
living in
but
the mountain.
mountain is in the jungle.
Is it?
Yeah,
No,
you
I
can
think
find a jungle in the mountain.
no, when we walk, would you call that a jungle? I don't know.
It's a mountain.
What's that mean?
Caloocan. Oh,
Where is that?
In Luzon.
In Luzon? Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay, we have a few. Yeah, block you. We have a few people trolls like we. I don't know. They don't have a life, so go figure. You know.
Here.
Wandering Dog says, "Have a blessed guys. Day, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks. You too, man. Or beach girl." I don't know. Out of all the places I've been, the beach, the mountains, jungle, the city, the most beautiful place obviously is the mountain to me. Like this one video we're working on now, and we went hiking. It's done. Well, I need to do a few more things. It's almost done, so it should be out tomorrow. It's amazing the beauty of the nature there is just breathtaking, and sometimes I feel like living there, but then you think of the minuses, like no coffee shops, no restaurants, etc. I don't know, but it's a nice place to go. Would love to have like a little cottage there and maybe spend a weekend or something. So maybe there's a way we can find something like that. Something close. Yeah. Henry asked if I know Tagalog. No, I don't. When I first came here. Okay.
One swear word.
When I first came here, I was only planning to be here 8 months to a year because I had a non-compete, and so I couldn't work in my area of expertise. I could work in other areas, but that would mean a substantial pay cut. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a year off and enjoy life. And then after a year, I decided, I like it here. I can retire. So I kind of retired. Now, I feel like going back to work actually, but that's a different story. But so I never really intended to stay here this long. So I never thought about learning. And now we're also talking about leaving within a year. So I just don't. If I was going to stay, if I knew like I'd be here in 10 years, 15 years, yeah, I'd go to classes and take classes and try to learn at least Visayan. Sorry, autocorrect and all. Okay, no problem. Wandering Dog. Any recommendations on where to start and how long to stay for a 30s man in the Philippines? That's a good question. I would kind of do the research, look at bloggers, go on Google and so on, and just go and live in different places for 2-3 months at a time, and then make a decision. Personally, I've been to Baguio, and if you like a bit of the cooler weather, there's towns around there you can look at. I heard if you're single, I heard from a friend that Davao I haven't lived in Davao, is really great place. Also, CDO is a great place. I think Dumaguete is a nice place, but I think it's a bit too many foreigners and it's getting very trafficated. So, but come to Dumaguete and try that for a month and see how you like it. So there are many different places. You don't have to decide before you go. That's kind of the mistake I did. Learn from my mistakes is just go and decide I'm going to stay here a month or two, go a month or two, and if you really like it, you can extend it. A lot of good offers are on Airbnb. Really says, how do you not get burned out being unable to travel? Well, we try to stay busy with YouTube. We go on trips within Negros, but we can only stay on the Negros Oriental side. So we try to go to coffee shops, we go to beaches, we find new places to go hiking. So that's kind of what we do. And then we do a lot of reading, a lot of watching movies. We both love to watch movies. So Netflix addicts, at least 2 hours a day. So yeah. Yeah. A night's in the day as well. Stupid also says hello. It's hello. Does Mia have any more trickeries? I don't know. There's always something new with her. It's more comedy.
You better watch out.
I don't capture everything on camera, but just that time I decided, I'm going to blog about this. There's a lot of stuff that happens that we don't catch on camera. both on my side and your side, you know. So, New King, New Jersey says, "Are you guys going out of Dumaguete, going somewhere else, Cebu, Bohol, or other?" Yeah, that's the plan. Once things open up. Right now we can travel, but it's just too much hassle. You have to go take a swab test. You have to do quarantine most places. You have to have the LGU pass and all kinds of stuff. It's just too much hassle. We're not bothered. So they're getting more and more desperate here for cash, and soon things are going to open up. And with the vaccine coming, for sure it's going to open up. So we're just getting things ready. I've ordered stuff for the motorbike, and so we're getting. And by the way, guys, I think I mentioned this on the last live cast. We're starting a new channel called Itchy Riders. Right now, there is nothing there, but within probably 2 months or 1 month, within 4 or 5 weeks, we should have some videos up there, and we should start the channel. So it's a new channel, and the reason we did the split type of channel because not everybody is interested on Paul's Asian adventure about motorbikes and motorbike riding. So we kind of split it up that way. So a lot of the videos we make, it has some of us touring, but we've cut it down a lot. So, but on that channel, will be more motorbike. Plus, we'll be talking to each other while we tour. So, yeah. And Paul Hart says, "Sorry, that's Mia." What was the question before?
There, baby.
Oh, yeah. Wandering dog won't need to work. Well, that can be a problem actually if you come here because, you know, in the West we're used to working, at least in the US. I know Europe is a bit less, but in the US we're used to working a lot of hours. And if you come here without like a plan, and I talked about this in one of my videos, it can get boring here. Maybe not the first few months, but after a while, you need to find meaning in your life. And a lot of times work is our meaning. So you need to, you know, find a hobby or something that keeps you busy. And whether you can monetize the stuff you like or not, that's a different story. But find something you're interested in. I'm an engineer like you. Nitya says, "I'm an engineer like you. Different field. I did my master in electrical engineering." Yeah, that's actually a much harder. A lot of math there, more than I had. So yeah. Chicken and on the go. They will probably build an SM mall there soon.
Yeah,
There's a mall on every corner in Philippines. An SM mall here in Dumaguete. I haven't heard that. Have you heard that?
I heard that one now. It's like a rumor, but I don't know if that's true.
I haven't seen anywhere they're breaking ground to start an SM mall.
Airport, but that's
At the airport?
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't know. Wandering dog. I don't do too well with the heat. Suppose I can adapt. So 1 to 3 months in each area sounds good. Well, if you don't do well with the heat, Baguio is the place to be, or close up to the Baguio. There's one other place I read about that somebody had recommended, and now I forget the name, but it's also a city up in the mountain, and it's supposedly cool. I mean, Baguio, you can get down to like, I think it's like 45, 50 Celsius when it gets cold. Not Celsius, I mean Fahrenheit when it gets cold. So about 8 Celsius. So Baguio is a place to think about if, and it's very nice. I've been there. It's highly trafficated, but I think there might be some places outside of Baguio that you can go to as well. So something to think about. Security Horning it says, "Thanks. I'll check it into it. It looks beautiful there." Wandering Dog, "You guys look like you're beautiful. Makes me happy." Thanks, Wandering Dog. I'm an introvert, so no problem staying in. Do you two play video games, play cards, or board games? Actually, no, we don't.
We have board games, but we don't play that much.
We have board games?
Chess.
Oh, yeah, we have chess. I started playing chess because I played chess when I was a teenager.
I beat him.
You beat me?
I did. What?
You did not.
I did those.
But 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 no, I don't know. We do a lot of social media. We watch a lot of YouTube. I do a lot of reading online, different things, and maybe we should. I used to play. I used to have a PlayStation 3, and I used to play. But the thing is, with like games, I get it's kind of addictive, and I kind of end up playing the whole day, and I just don't want to do that. So I've thought about there's these space games that I've thought about playing on my laptop, but then I think, oh, if I get into it, I'm gonna spend hours and hours, and I just don't want to do that. One mic. We only have one mic on. Wait, let me check. Audio. Echo cancel. Yeah, there's only one mic on. Yeah, there's only one mic on. So if you have echo, there's nothing we can do about it. It's the room probably. But when I checked it out earlier, there was no echo. So uh, I hear South Philippines is unsafe. It was on the military do not travel list. True. I don't know. They tend to exaggerate more in the US. I think about what's safe and not safe. I mean, I think it's probably more unsafe a lot of places um, in the US, like Chicago and so on. But there are places here that are considered unsafe. Mindanao, right?
Yeah.
Where it's kind of more of a Muslim area. But Davao is in Mindanao, right? Davao and CDO, and there's a lot of places in Mindanao that are safe. So even if you go to the island of Mindanao, there are many places that are safe. So you probably don't want to go to places like the mountain areas that are far from Mindanao, from Davao and so on. But I think in general, a lot of safe places. You just need to do the research before you go there.
Yeah.
Yes, they are allowed here. I've seen the guy I bought the Ninja from actually upgraded to a very expensive Harley. God, I can't remember how much. The one he bought was as much as a house over here, right?
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy expensive. Yeah, you could ship your bike over here, but you could probably just buy a Harley here. I've seen them, so people buy them here. I think Manila has Harleys. I'm not sure. I've never been into Harley, so I really don't know. But I've seen them over here, and there's a few Harleys here. Yeah. Paul, why were you proud that your portfolio was in 60% cash? You do realize USD is not 10.15. Go look at the charge. Yeah. Um, the reason I had it in cash is I kept thinking the market is going to crash and the market is overvalued. So, I've had a lot in cash. I still do, and I need to put it into stock and REITs and all that. But I don't know. I look at the value of stock now. I think it's way, way overvalued. But you're right. I mean, reading everything from the experts, I need to go back in. So I'm going to go back in slowly, slowly. I said I'm going to put in 5% a month for the next year or so. So, yeah. Buy Bitcoin and I remember when Bitcoin first came out, reading about it, and this guy ordered a pizza in England for like 1,000 Bitcoins because back then they were worth nothing. I thought, what a stupid thing to do. And now I just hit myself on the head like, oh my God, if I'd only bought like 500 Bitcoins back then for like nothing, you know. But then again, how many people say that, right? So yeah, Bitcoin I think actually might be a good idea because Bitcoin is limited, and I'm thinking about going ahead and buying, one or two Bitcoins, and uh, I just don't know. I don't have that trust with Bitcoin in the way I know a lot of people do. To me, it's just a program, right? It's just anybody can create a new type of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the most established, yes, but anybody can create a new one. There's nothing special about Bitcoin except it was the first, as far as my understanding goes. But if you buy stock, you're buying into some uh, like something that's producing a service or a product that people value, that people are willing to pay for. Yeah, we're back. The Born Nomad. Yeah, we're back. Hopefully, there's no more brown ones. If a second brown one happens, if the screen goes blank again, that's it. We're done. We're out of here. Devonley says, how Philippines economy is doing right now. Do you see any rebound? No, I don't see a rebound. It's just getting worse and worse. I think it's just going to go more and more downhill till things open up. I think people are scared to spend money. The people have money, and there's less and less retired people here because more and more are going home or going to Mexico or going to other places that are not closed. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Nitpan says, Baguio is good if you want a colder weather, but I found it congested. Yeah, kind of the way I found it too. But I think there's places outside of Baguio that you could consider as well. Tagaytay is a cool and easy. Tagaytay is cool and easy access. Yeah, that's the second place I was thinking about. Yeah, so Tagaytay might be a good place. Yeah. David Morales says online multiplayer is dangerously addictive. Yeah, yes. I can imagine. I only do single players, more fun and rewarding in my opinion. Yeah, that's. I used to play a game called something of two, War of Two or something of Two, and it was on PlayStation. I loved that. It was like a split screen, and you could play against each other, or you could play together. And I used to play together with my partner back then, and it was really a fun game. It was really a fun game. I don't know if they still have it or not. Dumaguete is Visayas. It's on Negros Oriental. Shikina on the go. There's no echo on my side, but the video looks like 720p. It is 720p. My camera is 720p. That should be good enough. I don't want all my wrinkles showing. Jimmy D says, audio is good through my Bose speaker. Your girl is so cute. Lucky man, no doubt. Yeah. It's part of living in the Philippines. A cutie. Wondering, Doc, USD didn't lose 10-15% in 1 year. That's a fantasy. I think maybe it means that compared to the stock, stock has been going up by 10%. If you had your money in cash with inflation and the value of stock going up, I think, yeah, you're probably losing about 10% a year. If you had your money in stock, you would have gained about 10% a year. I think that's what he meant. Uniquely extra question. I like to keep track of my weight. Do they sell what they call Batron's kit in the Philippines? Yeah, they do. That's great to hear. Thank you so. Zaki says that's great to hear. Thank you so much. Wondering, Doc, I hold 30% cash. Allows me to jump into real estate opportunities. You need available liquidity. True, but you don't want to hold that liquidity too long because you're losing money for the longer you're holding cash, and that's another mistake I did in my life. Too much cash. Trick shots. In January, I have to go to the Philippines to start up 2 power plants, one on each island. The name of the island I don't know yet, but they are diesel power plants on heavy fuel. Okay, so you work in that area. Okay, cool. David Morales. Paul, just wanted to say I recently bought a high-end 4K TV. Your 4K videos look really amazing on that thing. It's like being there without actually being there. Oh, that's really cool to know. That's amazing. Yeah, we don't have a 4K TV, but yeah, I've heard also those 4K videos are really good. The problem is the files are so big, and it takes time to edit. It takes time to render, and they take up a lot of space. But yeah, I've decided all our nature videos and all that, we're going to have them in 4K, and all our motorbike rides are going to be in 4K. So more 4K follow. I'm thinking of a new laptop, but I haven't quite made that decision yet. Probably next year. I love those new MacBooks. I'm not a Mac person. I did just buy an iPad recently, but those new MacBooks, that's M1, I've been reading about them, seeing the reviews, and the way how fast they can render and how fast they can work through a 4K video. It's amazing. A lot of traffic. Terry Fry says, hello, Paul and Mia from Echo. Hello, Terry. How's it going? Good morning. Or good evening there. Good morning here. Bitcoin is too expensive. It's up over 16,000. It's better to buy alternative cryptos. Yeah, that's a problem with cryptos, right? Anybody can start a new one if you know anything about, well, not anybody, but somebody with good knowledge. Too many people in small town. Roads are small, which is expected for a hill town. Yeah, you're talking about Baguio. Yeah, it's congested. So that's the one thing I went away from there thinking, man, if this had been not so congested, it would have been the perfect place for me. But then again, what was that other place that guy mentioned? Tagaytay, I think might be better. And there might be some places outside of Baguio that would be nice. I don't know. I think when comparing province girls to city girls, Uniquely Extra says, I think when comparing province girls to city girls, you need to compare large cities like Cebu or Manila for city girls, not like Dumaguete. Yeah, that's kind of true. Dumaguete is not really a city like Cebu or Manila. It's more kind of an in-between a province and a city. It's got a lot of the city life while some of the province. But even here, you do notice a big difference. I mean, I notice a big difference just being in Dumaguete and when we go to the province, like the stares I get from girls. Compare. But it's true, right? It's true, right? You notice it. But yeah, you notice a difference. You do notice a difference. Even being with Mia, just walking around the province, you notice the difference. You can tell there's a difference. So yeah, I think
the stare they gave it. So scary.
Yeah, we made a video also about it. We still haven't uploaded that. But yeah, there's a difference, and I think province girls, if you're living in a province, it's probably you're more of a unique feature because there's not that many foreigners. So maybe you'll pick up a higher quality girl there than you would in a city, maybe. And but then there's downsides to that too. But also living in a province, if you live in a province and you meet a girl, you better be serious about it because
no player there.
You don't want to be a player in the province. I'll tell you that.
I can imagine. Oh my
god. Mia's yawning. You better poke her. Yeah, it's morning. We just woke up about an hour ago. So. Army of Two, that's right, David. That's the game I played. I love that game. Army of Two on PlayStation 3. Zach Wee says, how long have you been living there and what got you to make the change? How long have I been living in Dumaguete? It's about a year and a few months. How long I've been living in the Philippines? It's about 2 years. And I mentioned earlier, I came here because of a non-compete, and I decided to take a year off, and then I just stayed. Dave Morales' Army of Two by EA Games. Yeah, that's the game I played. It was a wonderful game, very addictive. Thanks for going through all the comments, you guys. You're welcome. Great bike you have. My first was a Suzuki AP50, and then a KH250, and then a Yamaha RD400, then K1 Goldwing Naked. You love your bikes, so you remember these bikes. Yeah, I do. It's funny, I've never had a big bike, but once I got the Ninja 650, within a couple of months, I started thinking about other bikes. And my good friend Peter asked me, well, are you going to sell the Ninja? I'm like, no, I'm going to keep it. I just want another bike. So it becomes addictive. Yeah. I tell you what, if I decided to stay here, which I'm not, but if I decided to stay, like if we move back here or move back to the Philippines in the future, when we move back in the future, we'll rent a bigger place, more of like a house with a garage and everything. And then at that point, I'll probably end up buying more than one bike. You know, the Ninja has his place, but also like a touring bike. Drink some coffee, babe. Stop yawning. I'll let her talk maybe, because then she'll stop yawning. So yeah, you get addicted to bikes too, motorbikes. I love them. Come on, baby, read it. So you stop yawning. Yeah.
Eddie says, "Hi guys, how do you generate income to support your lifestyle in there? Maybe you can serious about that." Huh?
Well, he's asking about how to create income.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Eddie, I was very good at saving and investing. I'm not so good at investing, but I was good at saving. I should have invested more. I've always been more in cash than uh, stock and REITs and bonds. That was a mistake. But I was very good at saving. After my divorce in 2013, I even had a big house in the US. Well, I mean, in the US it's not that big, but here it's considered big. 3,000 square foot home, and it was just me living there. So I rented out 2 rooms in there to get extra income to save more, even though I had a good job. So all I did was save, and part of it went to investing. So that's I live off my savings and the when you invest in stock, you get income there as well. In the REITs, you get returns. So yeah, so that's how we live off my income. Well, it's not income, it's savings.
Kind of on the go. Are you two always up so early by choice, or do the oh, this morning there's I heard a rooster, but it's so uh like I don't know. That's the first time I hear the rooster
Yeah,
here.
we,
It's mostly a dog that's barking.
well, our neighborhood is pretty quiet. There was some dog issues, and that got taken care of by the dog people or by the neighbors or something. I don't know what happened, but the dogs seem to have disappeared. I don't know if they had them inside or what. And there's not that many roosters, so we're in a pretty quiet neighborhood. So that's one of the reasons I
Did
went.
you not hear the rooster this morning?
No, I guess I'm getting used to it. The roosters don't wake me up anymore. It's the dogs.
Oh,
So you woke me up. Babe, babe, it's 7:28. We got the live stream. I'm like, what? DM says, I'm wondering, Paul, here.
take a gender at the USD tracking ETF is down 10% last this clear gauge what you have lost in
Yeah.
real terms.
Okay, they're talking about the stock market versus cash, so we'll let them have that discussion. Okay. What is it, the place with the overall most beautiful? Okay, go ahead.
With the overall most beautiful scenery, women, best weather in the Philippines. Our opinion, please.
From everything you've read, I know you haven't been that many places, but from what you've read.
From what I've read, no. I've been to Zamboanga, where we went on hiking. That's the beautiful scenery.
So, but all of the Philippines.
All of the Philippines?
Yeah.
Oh, Palawan.
Palawan?
Yes, Palawan. And women, I don't know, because I know I'm a girl and I don't know about women. Best weather in the Philippines. I love it. It's not sunny, it's not rainy, but just okay weather.
Yeah.
It's not gonna rain. The sun is kind of
Well, to me, I think it's Baguio, or I haven't been to the other place. What was that place again? Tagaytay. I haven't been there, but I mean, when it comes to women, there is so many beautiful women everywhere in the Philippines. So I don't care where you go. I just don't care where you go, man. If you got any amount of game, it's a lot of beautiful women, and they're so nice and feminine. It doesn't really matter. But talking to guys who are single, they always do mention Davao, and they mention CDO, more Mindanao than Visayas and Luzon, because there's less foreigners there as well. So if you're just into dating lots of women, I think I'd go to Davao or CDO or a place like that, or Cebu City. A place where you're more anonymous, less. There's not such a big jungle telegraph, where everybody knows your business.
Are the Dunkin' Donuts there as good as the ones in the US? Any differences, flavor, sizes, and shit?
I did go to Dunkin' Donuts in the US, but more to drink coffee there. I did have a donut once in a while, and I just don't remember. The donuts here are really good.
It's so good.
Yeah, they are really good. I feel like one right now. She's getting me addicted to donuts.
Hey, blame the coronavirus.
I used to like motorbikes. Once I did a 1,500-kilometer beautiful hilly ride in 3 days, but in the US, riding a bike is risky. I saw an accident in Lake Tahoe where the front part of the bike was gone. Oh my God. Yeah,
That's scary.
that is scary. Now, riding a bike here is risky, but the speed is a lot less. So if something does happen, you'll probably have less of an issue than in the US. I'm not saying you'll survive without broken bones, but it is what it is. You can sit at home all day and feel safe, or you can have a life. To me, I love riding a motorbike. I love the freedom. Now, if I move back to Europe, will I ride a motorbike the way I do here? Maybe not, because the roads are much better, and you have access to everywhere, and you have parking and so on. So, after landing in Philippines, Paul had a year of being single. Sounds like a good plan for guys. Yeah, that's what I recommend. Stay single. If you're moving here, don't meet someone online and just meet them. Come here being single and just start meeting people. That's the best way. You won't have an issue. This is not the US or Europe now.
My girlfriend lives in the province of Palawan.
Oh, I don't know how close she lives to the water, but the typhoons only happen here for a few months a year, right? Isn't it? And there's like a typhoon season here, right?
Yeah.
Like in the US. So it only happens every few months.
Ever cook for Mia or does she? Oh, when we're in the other apartment, he does cook. His first cook to me was chili con carne, and I really loved it. And
yeah, I made chili con carne first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time I always do the cooking.
But remember, mine was a lot better.
No, no, you commented that mine was a lot better.
Yeah, in the beginning I was cooking, but then she started taking over more and more. And at the time I was still working on them.
You were working with the project?
Yeah, it was a project I was working on for the oil industry. So, yeah.
But it makes me those Arabic one.
Yeah, I make some Mediterranean food like hummus.
It was so beautiful.
And that bean casserole that I make. So yeah, I lived 9 years in Egypt, and I love Arabic food or Mediterranean food. So yeah, there's that. That's them talking to each other. Miss Ben, I had left leg.
I had my left leg all but tore off when I was.
Oh, the motorbike maybe he's talking about.
Is there any chance for the? No.
Yes, there is actually. Depending when you come here, Elon Musk is.
That's 2022.
Yeah, not now, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I said depends when you come here. I say end of 2021, 2022. It's called Starlink, and by then you should have 100 mbs. So internet shouldn't be a problem in the future, just about anywhere you live in the world. So yeah. When do you think the Philippines will open up? I know, same dumb question. I think it's going to start opening up after New Year's, more for domestic travel than for international travel. It's going to be a slow process. And with the vaccine coming up, I think politicians are going to realize, what? If somebody's had the vaccine and they can show that they've had the vaccine, then they're more than welcome because they need the money. So I think within probably January, February, March, probably within March, April timeframe, some tourism will be open here in the Philippines. I mean, though I understand Thailand is opening up now. A lot of places are they're desperate for cash. So these tourist places. So yeah, I think they'll be opening. Oh, I'm not done. I didn't read all of it. Go back. I have two sisters, both doctors. I can get one of the vaccines ASAP. Do you think Rodrigo Duterte wants my vaccine blood? Maybe. Wondering doc. Stocks have a poor tax treatment for dividends and capital gains. Well, it's not really bad. It's only 15% for capital gains, is my understanding. Next. Paul, if you have a house in the US still under mortgage, would live in that house as a single guy and rent out rooms, assuming in demand, or rent the house out and live in a small one-bedroom apartment? Well, that depends on you. I'm easygoing as a person. For me, it would be more expensive to rent an apartment. Plus, I love living in my house. So, if you have the right person living with you, it's not an issue. So that really depends on you. But money-wise, I think sharing the house is better. Wondering, Doc, I agree with you about Paul's plan of action. By all means. Let's get back to donuts. EU winter requires a lot of donuts for sugar rush and warmth in the morning. Yeah, but I miss that. I lived in Norway. I missed waking up in the morning, starting a fireplace, then I didn't drink coffee. I drank tea, having a cup of tea, and making a sandwich. And I love winter. I love the coldness, the fireplace, the snow. I miss that. So I really do miss the winter. You always miss what you don't have, right? Leyte has the hottest girls. Okay.
And Palawan for Sydney. I don't know what Zamboanga. It's like Zamboanga, the one that we had, like where we walked to last time.
That's Zamboanga. That's a Negros Hotel. The place she's talking about is about a couple of hours away from us, where we went hiking. And then Palawan. I've been to Palawan and it's beautiful. Yeah.
But you never really places in Palawan.
No, just the tourist places. Even that was beautiful.
There's a lot of hidden places in Palawan.
A lot. Yeah. Palawan is the place, but the problem with Palawan is far away from everything. So if you want to go see other islands and everything, you kind of have to use a plane.
Or by boat.
No, there's no, because I looked for that.
Boat, the people in the one with the fisherman and then you gotta play. No, it's not that.
There's no ships that go. There's no big ships. No passengers. Unless you want to take a fishing boat.
Oh, I thought you're talking about you're in Palawan.
No. Okay. So there's no travel to Palawan except by plane, as far as I know. So you're kind of stuck in Palawan. So if you're gonna go to Palawan, you got to plan to stay there for a few months without travel. There's a lot to explore there probably. El Nido isn't part of Palawan, so that's a lot. Good diving there as well. Baguio for weather and nature. Yeah. I love Baguio. Davao and CDO sounds good. I don't want to get kidnapped though. Nah, it's not that. If you're in CDO and Davao, you're safe, man. You're safe. Yeah. My plan is also to visit Davao, or our plan, once we get. Are you sure you didn't miss anything yet?
Yes, I did.
Do you personally know any horror story of a foreigner? Yes, I know horror stories of foreigners being scammed out of land and house. I know one guy who I don't know him, but I know a friend who knows him, who got shot by the brother of the girl he was with, or married to, because the brother wanted a part of the house, So yeah, I mean, the thing you got to do when you come here is don't put yourself in that situation. And the way you do that is by not making anybody. So if something happens to you, you don't want anybody to get rewarded. You don't want anybody to be able to say, to have a thought where if something happens to this person, I get money. So again, don't buy a house, don't buy land. Never make it so that you're a target. Never make it so somebody can gain by your demise or anything like that. So that's really the essence. And then treat people with respect. Never get into a fight with Filipinos. You want to get in a fight with foreigners, fine, but not with Filipinos. And just smile and have a acceptance type of attitude. Don't get mad about stuff. Paul, you've got a great life, and as we say in the West, you really are well punching above your weight with your beautiful girlfriend. Only kidding. Yeah, I am punching. But the truth is, there is a lot of beautiful girls here. And, me as a beautiful girl, and I know I was with beautiful girls before I met Mia. The thing with Mia is her personality. That's what keeps me and keeps us together, is because of our personalities, our chemistry. She's the way she is, the way she laughs, the way we can talk about subjects. She's a smart girl, so I can talk to her. I've been with some girls, and it was like silence most of the time. I tried talking, it was yes or no, or or this Filipino thing like that. And it's like, after a while, the beauty, after a while, it fades. You don't notice it anymore because there's beautiful girls everywhere. It's not something special like in the US. So, you have to have, I have to have someone I can talk to. I'm a bit of a
talker.
I'm a talker. Marshall Marine Lifestyle says, hello, this is me and Paul. Hello, how are you? Good morning. Chicken on the go says, I saw Mia's sister from the birthday video. Very beautiful Filipinas. Are any of them single? Well, no, they're not, but maybe they will be soon. I don't know. Trick shots. I'm moving from Belgium to Portugal. Have a more relaxed lifestyle. Yeah, I've been to Portugal once, but I was pretty young. But I heard it's really, really nice. I've seen pictures from there. Uh, uh, Paul and Mia, what's your favorite dish and why? If you're talking Filipino dish, I think sinigang and the chicken one. What's called? Adobo. Those are my.
Adobo or chicken curry?
Curry is it's an international thing, but yeah. If you're talking just overall cuisine, I think Mediterranean's my favorite.
Paella.
Paella, we love paella. So what else? What's your favorite?
I love pasta.
Pasta. Oh God, I love pasta. I love everything, man. I should be fat. I love food.
But 20% of guys can get attractive girls in the US easy. Guys gave up and trying to better themselves and start living.
Yeah, I tend to disagree with you there. I mean, I took care of myself. I worked out and um, I'm educated. I had a good job and everything. And it's just, I don't know, when I lived in the US, it was just a lot of that attitude to me was just overwhelming. I just I just couldn't put up with that shit, I didn't meet girls there, but mostly I met girls that came from other countries. But even then, you can't compare what you can get in the US to here. It's nowhere near. No, someone asked me that before. I don't teach. I tried teaching online because I like to stay busy and I like to make money. Don't get me wrong, but I do have savings, so I dip into the savings, so that's not an issue. But I like to make money, so I work on YouTube. I did a bit of teaching, and I'm looking at some other stuff. But yeah, I'm almost on. Bobby Scott says I'm almost on the same page as you. Divorced 2017. Met Filipina from Dumaguete, then visited her 5 times in 2018, got engaged with her, then doing K1 visa. Yeah. Well, some of you follow the channel probably know this, but I was married to Filipina, K1 visa, and that didn't turn out too good. So, I mean, the marriage turned out okay, but we ended up breaking up. I don't want to go into too much detail because me and her are still friends, but things didn't work out, and 6 years later we were divorced. So, I would feel much more comfortable coming to the Philippines, staying here with a girl for 1 or 2 years to get to know the girl really deeply. Because when you visit, even same, I visited the girl I married, I think 3 or 4 times, and you still really, really don't know them. You got to live. I mean, even after 6 months, I would say I didn't know Mia, and even now I'm finding out things about Mia that I didn't know. Um, her personalities, things that make her mad, because people have a tendency to show their best side uh, for a long, long time before their true selves come out. And it takes time to figure out who the person is. And remember, when you do meet a girl here and you're talking about K1 visa, they have a lot to win by going to the West. And you, as a person, have a lot to lose when they come over. So one thing I would highly recommend is signing a prenup, and after a prenup, signing a postnup within a few months of a marriage, just to protect yourself. I mean, she might turn out to be a good girl and everything, you don't need it, but you need to protect yourself. Bobby Scott. Been watching all your videos and they make me feel closer to her when she sleeps, like right now. She's still sleeping, huh? most Filipinos, they get up early because of the dogs barking, right? I mean, when you lived with your dad, you get up at 5 or 6 or 7 in the morning, right? But here you can sleep to 10. Yes, it was a bike, and the comment to wondering it was about your circumstances there as a plan of action, Paul. It seems all very happy and nice to see. Yeah. You lost it again. You better go quicker now because there's a lot of comments you have to catch up. JK, hey, I enjoyed your hiking videos. Cool, because they're the most unpopular, the hiking videos. Do people ride mountain bikes in the Philippines? And do you think it's possible to explore the islands off-road to avoid the traffic? No, it's not possible. There's not that many roads. It's like the main highway, and then there's roads that go off to the mountain. So there's no like interconnected roads in between. So no, you can't do that. But if you have a mountain bike, you have access to more places. The last video you'll see the roads are pretty rocky, but the people with mountain bikes, they just go up there. So if you have a mountain bike and you have that comfort factor, yeah, mountain bike is the way to go. Steve Morris. Oh, hey Steve, how's it going? Province girls, we all know, are the best. Just city has more convenience, and if you catch a province girl early, you are lucky. I don't know. They can be kind of psycho, right, Steve? Chico on the go. I worked as a seasonal employee in a ski resort for years. There's nothing like waking up to a white landscape on a white Christmas. Man, you're so right. You're so right. I miss that. I really do miss that. She's never experienced it, but she's watched the videos and she like wants to go to Norway so bad, more than any other country. Brian Hatcher says, "Hi, how can you let your girlfriend scam you at the donut store? You should be ashamed of yourself." Yeah. As I always said, when you're being scammed, you're kind of into the scam, right? You're kind of you're kind of giving away your money because you want something, right? Wondering dog. Sage advice from Paul right there. Yeah. Does your girl ever do tempo? Not really.
Because he makes me laugh all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm about to get mad, but then he got this funny
If
face.
she gets mad, I'll make faces and start a stupid dance or do something. I like to make people laugh, and the more she knows me, the more stupid I act. If you guys saw us like not on cap, you'd probably say, "What's wrong with this guy?" I do stupid stuff all the time. Traveling with Filipino family gets you around the countryside for those who worry too much. Yeah, I can imagine. And plus, they can negotiate prices and stuff like that. And they know people, right? Yeah. I bought 148 square meters for my wife in Valencia, close to Dumaguete, so my 5-year-old son would have land and a house someday. I'm 57 years. My wife is 30 years old. Yeah. Yeah, you can do it that way. Not something I would recommend. Of course, your wife might be a really good person, but in essence, you're giving them a reason, uh, kind of a incentive to do the wrong thing. I mean, if it was me, I'd rather put my money in REITs and then write up an inheritance where my son would get the money if something happened to me in the future. I wouldn't even mention that to anybody. Um, it's just I've seen bad stuff happen here, and again, you always got to protect yourself. Now, there's a lot of good people, and good stuff happens, but is that 0 point something percent or 1 point something percent or 2% that things go bad with, right? So you got to protect yourself.
Yeah.
So I always think like that. I always think protect yourself. Yeah, I don't know how she gets that. I think she watches too much British stuff on YouTube. She loves the British accent. Yeah.
Looks sexy.
Palawan is Nitpa says Palawan is great. Check out Underground River. Yeah, I've been there. It's amazing.
Firefly tour.
Firefly tour. I didn't do that. El Nido, which I didn't do either, which is the most beautiful place on earth in my opinion. Corona. Yeah, I've heard it's really nice, and probably if you can get there before it opens up again for a lot of tourism, it's probably even nicer. You know, CDO Coffee on Demand.
My wife been in
6 years. She likes it there. I'm assuming. Yeah. We actually talked about what if the oil industry picks up again and I get a job and we go back. Mia doesn't really want to go to the US, but I think if I'm offered a really good job, we decided kind of we'll go for a few years, right?
What about the truck?
The truck.
You gotta drive. I drive.
Oh, driving a truck. I don't know. I'm talking if I get a good job there.
Okay.
If things open up. Thanks.
There.
Get to know one Filipino on Facebook will get you a lot of other stalkers. Yeah, it's true.
You get a lot of stalkers.
Yeah, it's true. Filipinos, once they have a good catch, they're very scared of their friends because they think their friends are going to steal them, which obviously they do since they're so scared of it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of robbery like that,
Yeah.
baby. Sorry. There. What's sinigang? No, it's sinigang.
Sinigang.
It's
Sinigang.
made of.
It's like a soup.
Yeah, it is a soup, but when you taste it, it's like pee.
It's a sour type of taste, but I love
But
it.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's
So,
yummy.
yeah. Does Dumaguete have the most expats in the country? I think per capita, yeah, I would absolutely think so. I don't have any statistics, but I've never been anywhere where I see more foreigners than here.
How about Cebu?
No, not even Cebu City. There's more foreigners. When you look around here, there's more foreigners than Cebu City. I mean, Cebu City, if you look at Cebu City as a whole, amount of people, yeah, there's more, but per capita here, meaning like per 10,000 people, per 100,000 Filipinos, there's more. I think there's more. I don't have the statistics on it, but just looking around, yeah. So you have no problem trading stock. I have E-Trade. I'm a day trading, but if I want to buy and sell stock to make money, okay, I have to call E-Trade or use a VPN. No, you don't need a VPN. You don't need to call. I'm not a day trader. I just invest. But yeah, I bought stock while I'm here. That's not a problem. The thing to do, which I did, was tell them that I was going to the Philippines. I don't know if that's even necessary. And you can install a VPN in your browser. It's not a problem too. So yeah, doing stock over here, not an issue. Of course, the time difference is an issue because if you're doing day trading, day over there is night over here. Like right now, it's 8:57 or 9 in the morning, and it's like 9 or 10 p.m. over there. So there's that.
Hello.
Jack Gaisman says hello, Jack. How's it going?
Attitude of whisper. Women is durable.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. It's that attitude that just kills it all. I'll tell you a story. I was dating this girl before I came here, and I mean, to me, she was a really nice girl, right? And I actually imagined maybe even a future with her. And then, because of the non-compete, I lost my job. And anyway, I had savings, but I thought to myself, you know what? I'm not making any money except for unemployment which, as you know, in the US is nothing. And I asked her to pay 50%. And at that point, we'd been dating 2 or 3 months. And she told me how much she loved me and she wanted a future with me and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, when I asked her to pay 50% of like our expenses, meaning like when we go to eat, we lived in separate places. So, you know, she had her own expenses, I had my own expenses. But like when we go out to eat and when we rented a cottage to go hiking or something, and she was making good money in the US, but her facial expression and her attitude towards that was like, oh my God, I have to pay. You know, it was amazing. And I've been here in the Philippines and I've had girls offer to pay to, you know, make almost nothing, you know, and it's just a completely different attitude here. Yeah, the attitude in the US it's really bad. It's really bad. It's very entitled. And I can't stand that.
Yeah, I love Bicol Express too. If it's too spicy, I love that with the rice. We have that the grabbies. No, I had that.
You had that?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's in a coconut.
Dish.
Yeah, with the
Oh,
fish and some chicken in it.
I gotta try that. Did I try it?
Yeah,
What did I think of it?
you love it.
Oh, okay. I tried it, I guess. Wondering, Doc, yeah, I personally have no desire to live in the US long term, so why would I bring a woman here? There's no logic to that. The only reason to bring a girl there is like if you're, I mean, like the way I looked at it, this is the way I looked at it, okay? Like if I did bring Mia back to either Europe or the US and then she ended up leaving,
it's better than none.
You know what, to me, that would be like an advantage because I'd be like, that's who you really were all the time. And there's a million other women here waiting for me anyway, so I can come back here anytime, right? So it's not a big loss, but the big thing is you got to protect. I mean, it's a big loss to lose her, but it's not a big loss because you found out that that person really wasn't who they were pretending to be. But you got to protect yourself financially, as I keep drilling, prenup and postnup. But if I was going back to the US to work or to Europe, yeah, I wouldn't go alone. I'd want her to come with me. US is good for making money. Now there's little less though. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Oh yeah, that's yes.
Allowing those already married to travel there.
Yeah, you can if you're already married. They've changed the criteria again. Hello, Paul, Stefan. Oh, I think that's Stefan. And maybe that's Stefan who used to live in the Philippines. He was my neighbor. I'm not sure if that's what he means. But yeah, I used to know Stefan.
This trip.
Oh, thank you,
Thank you.
Wandering Duck.
What are you going to do with all your personal items? I heard there's a lot of storage units.
I think he means when we move here, I've got less and less stuff. So most of the stuff I sold in the US, some stuff I might just pack down and keep it with a friend because we might move back here. I have one box left in the US that I need to have shipped either to Europe or here. But yeah, that's the problem with moving around if you have personal stuff. So I don't know, either give it all away or pack it down and if we come back, use it. And if we decide not to come back, just give it away, you know.
Give it away. Karen.
Good hello from Karen. I don't know what that means. Jack Iceman, hey guys, how are you guys doing? Paul, have you checked out the Suzuki Bergman 200? I've also heard you can't get on a highway with anything under a 600cc bike, true or false? You know, unless you live in Manila, I don't think there's any restrictions like that. I think in Manila it's 400cc, but again, you might be right about the 600. The Bergman, I have a friend who has it, who has the 300cc, I think 300 or 350, and he loves it. So yeah, it's a scooter type of big bike, yeah. So it's more comfortable. But you know, personally, I like the scooter because it's less work, it's less gearing and more relaxing. But the problem is it's more relaxing. So if you're driving sometimes, it, like, remember when we went on a trip with, um, what's his name? Sean, and he borrowed my Ninja and I borrowed his scooter. And after driving a scooter for a while, it's nice, but it's just I got sleepy. You remember?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's having one you can gear is actually nice for the long trips. Paul Fisher says, "I'm worse than you, Paul. I signed a prenup and divorced here 3 years later, but I'm still with her. It was all planned. I might add a little. I'm a little bit rich." Oh, that's actually a really good idea. So you got married. You told her probably, you know what? I don't want to be married, but to get you here, we need to be married. And then once she got her green card, you both got divorced and stayed together. Yeah, that's an awesome way to go. Thank you, Paul. You're my best friend now. That's a really good way to protect yourself, because the longer you are married, especially in like California or something, the postnup, you got to keep signing postnups. So, and even in California, some of them get thrown out, and if it's over 10 years, you have to pay alimony anyway. So that's a good way to go. That's really a good way to go. Thank you. Should make a video on that, babe. I think Mia hates you now, Paul. She's gonna block you.
Should I put him on timeout?
Teacher Thomas in Thailand. Just found your channel. Your Panay girl is very beautiful. Congrats.
Thank you.
So you're in Thailand, I assume, Thomas. What do you think? Have you been also to the Philippines? I should go to Thailand. The food there is wonderful. There's many places we need to go.
Yeah, Thai food is
This place needs to fucking open up so we can go and do stuff. White Christmas is nice until you go outside and have to shovel the snow and freeze your hands off. Well, it's I don't know. I love the snow.
I love the snow.
I've never had snow. I'll put you in a big freezer one day and then hear your opinion.
What is the movie?
I don't know what that is. Did you ever have
Boopies? I don't know what boopies is.
I don't know. How different is humor in the PI, styles of joke, sarcasm, etc.? I really don't know. I have my way of joking and my sarcasm. I think most Filipinos kind of get it. I don't know. Did you understand my sense of humor when we first met? Or do you think?
Yeah, I remember that.
What were you thinking? What a weirdo. You go one pass, it like jumps to the bottom. Coffee on demand.
Love the name.
I mean, Corona, not Corona. Yeah, Corona. We're so used to Corona now, virus. I, for one, I'm tired of winters. They are too long here in northern Wisconsin. Give me a beach any day. That's true. When you live in a country with the winter, you get tired of it, but then you leave and you kind of miss it. I haven't lived in Norway since '96. So it's just one of those things, you end up missing what you don't have. My friend's wife kept her real nature for years, and it turned out she's abusive. I lived with them during our uni time. She seems normal, a little bossy, but normal. Turned out she's a narcissist. Yeah, that's the thing. They can pretend. So, but there's often red flags, and often we as men decide to oversee that because we like the girl. There's so many things positive we see, but there's a lot of times there are red flags. And looking back in my relationships, I see the red flags that I should have seen, but I was so in love and so taken
He's
by their
blind.
blinded by their beauty. So yeah, a good book is called Rational Male by oh God, I forgot his name now. My memory is not working today. Rational Male, the book, and it, there's a lot of good pointers there. And I wish I'd read that book when I was in my 20s. Well, the book didn't exist in my 20s and 30s, but if you haven't had, it's a good book to read. It's a book I'd recommend to all men to read. It's called Rational Male. Dollar is not worth this, the stress in the U.S. Current U.S. environment. Yeah, I can imagine with all the politics going on, people are getting very aggressive about their politics. Uniquely Extra says, is it difficult to say you have to protect yourself when you are sitting beside your potentially life partner? No, I'm really honest with her. I just say things the way it is, the way I look at it. Just the way I am, you know. If you can't accept me for who I am,
Like you're a good friend.
you call it confrontational. I call it honest. You know.
Yeah, confrontational is being honest.
Yeah, so I'll say things, and I'll tell her I don't mean it in a bad way, but that's just the way I think, and you know, either accept it or don't. You know, that's the way I look at it. Don't be scared to say your opinion and how you feel about stuff. So it's not hard for me. It might be hard for other people that are less confrontational.
If you're secure in yourself, other partners not bother you.
I don't know what you mean by that. You did hire me.
Oh, they're talking to each other.
Okay. Just be safe with whoever you meet anywhere. Yeah, again, protect yourself. Does Mia have a twin sister asking for a friend? Well, in a few years.
No. No, it's gonna be a long time.
10 years.
Yeah.
She has to finish.
I've got to be more strict to her.
Yeah, she has to finish college.
Yeah.
Does look a lot like you.
I don't understand that. Sorry. Girls in Dumaguete look like me. I have one question. What are you still doing messing around in the US? No. There's only one me and that's me. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But there are a lot of
There's a lot of more beautiful girls than me, so
yeah.
I guess
I mean, Mia is beautiful, but over you know, if I'd taken her to the US, she'd be like a 9 or a 10. But over
but
here
there's
is
a
like
lot of girls.
she's beautiful over here, but there's a lot of beautiful girls. I mean, if you haven't been to the Philippines, you're gonna be shocked when you first come here. It's like it's like this, okay? It's like you've eaten bad candy, or you get candy once a year, and you come to the Philippines. It's like going into a candy store, and all the candy is free, and you can get addicted to candy.
It's like the chocolate factory here.
It's like the chocolate factory, like yeah. They got to be a bit careful, but yeah, there's a lot of beautiful girls here, a lot of and approachable beautiful girls, not just beautiful, but approachable. Uh,
Oh.
Hello, Marshall Lifestyle says hello, good morning. There, watching from Missouri, USA. Coffee on Demand says I love my wife, so I brought mine to the USA. It seems like it's working out for you, so that's good.
Happy wife is a happy life.
You know, that's a different story there because that's such a US thing to say, happy wife, and that's very like again about the women entitlement over there. It says like you never see a happy husband, happy life. It's always happy wife, happy life. I have to disagree with that. Happy husband, happy life, right, Mia?
Okay.
She doesn't even get it. Paul spitting facts again. Yeah. Haha, I love how you have asked me if you're tired of something and if you like it or not.
I don't know.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, Zachary.
The women in the USA have control issues, and the mass media are adopting the narrative that women need to be power with tough, arrogant personalities. I'm ready to get in for this. Yeah, I can see a lot like that in the news. You know, when we're watching
Yeah,
news, and I can see like women. They have this, yeah, they're like entitled.
entitled, and they feel they have to be like a
Yeah.
man, and they cut their hair and they start butching off.
I don't want it like
Yeah.
that. It's
And not
too
just that,
much.
but in the movies now, have you guys noticed lately? It's like
Like
they
in the
always got to
movies.
have a woman as a hero, or
And
there's a man who is actually the hero, but there's always a woman behind him, and he's just a dumbass, even though he's the hero, right? There's a woman correcting him all the time. It's like, I mean, in the US, you can make fun of a man, but try making fun of a woman, and you're like, everybody's like frowns on you. How could you do that? It's like, it's become so feminized over there, and it's like the feminine imperative is, yeah, it's completely unbalanced in the US now. You can't be a man in the US anymore. If you have a Filipina as a life partner, she must go to the USA for a number of years so she will be able to acquire your social security benefit if you pass away before her. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not too worried about that.
Cynthia and my friends, okay, talking to each other. So, what do you hate most about living in a PH?
I don't know if hate is the right word, but the things I dislike about the Philippines is the infrastructure. The roads here, for example, there's basically no signs. You'll be driving 70 kilometers an hour and suddenly there's a hole in the road with a sign of a hole in the road. So you got to keep your eyes on the road all the time. Just last week, if you want to heat it up, that'd be great. Just last week, we had a Norwegian guy actually die not a kilometer away from here because they dug a big hole in the road. I mean, literally 3 meters down, 2 to 3 meters down, and he fell on his motorbike. There was a sign there, but not lighted up or anything at night, and he drove right through the sign and into the hole and died. So yeah, stuff like that drives me mad over here. The lack of not logic over here can drive you mad. Um, Out of stock all the time drives you mad. There's a few things that can really, if you start thinking about it all the time, can get you down. But the thing, like I mentioned in my videos, you got to have an acceptance mode here and say, you know what, this is the Philippines, this is the way they do things, and just laugh it off. The thing that really gets to me, because it's a safety issue, is people at night driving without lights and the infrastructure. Those are the two things that really get to me. Because you can't really laugh it off because it's your life you're endangering. Wondering, Doc, uniquely, if the two of you aren't married, then I don't think it matters. My wife only needs to see 11 more USA states to see them all. She's been in the USA for 6 years. Wow. Are you like a truck driver or something? Because me and Mia talked actually about that. But that would be fun to take the driver's license for driving a truck and then drive around the USA on an 18-wheeler. That would be kind of fun to do. We have all these plans, but we can't do anything yet, so we're stuck here for a few more months. Yeah. Stuart says, please try help the poor if you become successful. I know there are a lot of people struggling out there. Yeah, that's true. So that's one thing me and Mia do. We try to tip as much as possible. But this is a different subject matter. I won't get into that, but we'll go to the next one. Timor says, not a good enough reason to bring Filipina to US for Social Security and take the chance of losing her to Western ways. Give her some money and you have saved, take care of her. I kind of agree with you, Steve. But like I said, I don't, I have no like desire to move back to the US just to live. I would love to go back to work, but that's about it. If I was going to move somewhere, I think I would go back to Europe because of diversity in culture and the diversity in food. There are things I miss with the US, but I kind of miss Europe more. But maybe because I haven't lived there for a while. Maybe if I move there, I'll miss the US. I did last time. When I moved to Spain in 2004, I really missed the US. So who knows? Coffee on Demand says, my USA born son will have my land in the USA someday and not have to pay tax on my Native American Indian land. Okay, good to know. William Mosley. I think Filipinos will love the snow until their face are frozen, their feet are numb. Yeah. That's why I tell her, man, if they have like a big freezer, you know, those walk-in freezers, I should put her in there for 5 minutes and see how she feels about it. Yes, I'm in. Teacher Thomas in Thailand says, yes, I'm in Thailand, been living here for 5 years. I'm from Kansas City. I'm married to a beautiful Thai lady, and life is great. I'm also a YouTuber, and I enjoy finding new channels. Oh, good. I'll check out your channel after this. So shout out to Thomas. Guys, check out his channel. I think we'd love to check out Thailand. So if you have some places to recommend, please let me know. Send me an email. Nitban says, Bopis is a spicy Filipino dish made from minced pig's lungs and heart. This can be served as an appetizer and for beer and alcoholic beverages. Oh, okay. His Filipino friend made it. Gotta try it out.
Nothing like like having your car plugged into power at night. A remote start with the driver and snow.
Living in the cold. Jack Elsman says, I live outside of Denver near the foothills, and winters are fairly mild, but don't tell anyone. But my toes want to live permanently in sandals. Yeah, you want to live in the warm, huh?
Most expat vloggers in the Philippines seem to use motorbikes instead of a car. Is that just because it's cheaper or are cars inconvenient?
I think it's both. For me, there's the convenience of having a motorbike, like driving in town. My friend has a car, and he says we can borrow it when we want, but I hate driving cars in town. The parking, the traffic, it's just so much easier with a scooter zipping in and out of traffic. So yeah, it's the convenience.
Sorry, I was watching. Hi guys, miss of your live stream due to blackout here in Australia. My question was, did you guys do your walk and talk yesterday?
We did a walk and talk, but the audio came out really bad, so we did it again at home.
So it's a sofa talk.
So it's a sofa talk, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah, we read that. Wandering Dogs. I lived in Hawaii for 6 years. I still visit annually, miss it all the time. Oh, really? Never been to Hawaii, but I have friends who went there and they loved it. But I hear it's really expensive. So
Organ meat is the best.
yeah, beef in the US is really good. My friend's family did a huge party for my birthday in 2019. Oh, here in the Philippines, you're talking about that? Okay. Paul, maybe you should have Mia pay for everything. After all, she does have $1 million smile. Yeah. If only we could monetize her smile. Yeah. Paul, regarding marrying for 3 years, she was sad after the divorce, but after she saw I was still generous, she got over it and understands it. She's a Filipina. Best relationship ever. Yeah, you know, the way I look at it, you know, people say, well, I've had people, you know, these trolls say, well, you're only using her, you're a sexpat, blah, blah, blah. You know, the way I look at it, as long as you're honest to a person, you put your criteria when you meet them, you say, you know what, I told her right from the beginning, I told her I'm not having kids.
Did you not say that?
Yeah, I did say that. I just don't remember it because I changed my mind afterwards and said, maybe I'll have kids. But I said in the beginning, I'm not having kids and I'm never getting married. As long as you put that criteria ahead in the start and she still wants to be with you, that's their choice, you know. So I don't see anything wrong in that. And then if you told her, you know, we're going to go to the US, we're going to get married, but we're getting divorced after you get the green card, and we can stay together, I think it's fine. I don't see an issue as long as people are honest to each other. That's the main thing. And then people have to make choices whether they accept it or not. Couple, you are my heroes. Thank you, Martin. Shadow Chaos says, I agree. Happy wife, miserable husband. A lot of times, yes. Because it's all about her. Have you noticed when you're getting married, it's always about the woman, and once you get married, it's always about the woman in the U.S. It's not about the man anymore. So yeah, you got to have a man cave where you got to hide, and they got the whole house, and you have this little room that's for you. There's something unbalanced about that. Jason says, "Hi Paul and Mia, enjoy your vlogs. I'm in Canada and married to a Filipina for almost 30 years. Wow, well done, man. Well done. She must be special." Chetel, he's in Bohol, a good friend of mine. Actually, I came here with Chetel in 2018, so 2 years ago, in November 2018. And he says, "Hello, Paul, Mia, how are you doing?" We're doing good, Chetel. We're still waiting to go visit you once it opens up, you know. So yeah, we usually do a celebration every November. Well, it only happened once, and we've celebrated Christmas together here. So me and Chetel, but it won't happen this year, obviously. Nitped says, "Yep,
It has to be happy husband, happy life.
that takes care of happy wife, happy life part." Yeah, both of you have to be happy, so I agree there. Yeah, I agree. It's a reason it's called Hollywood instead of Hollywoke instead of Hollywood. Go woke, you know the rest. Go woke, go broke. Yeah, like a lot of the movies. Yeah, you know what go woke means, right? Woke. It's this new thing in the U.S. It's just becoming ridiculous over there. Now women have to be men, and men have to be women. It seems like. Um, Marshall Lifestyle says, "I'm married to an American living in the U.S. now. It's been a roller coaster ride, like so many adjustments, cultures, values, etc. But I'm happy and contented. So I get it. You're living in the U.S. now, Marshalmi, right? So what's life like there compared to the Philippines, or do you wish you were back in the Philippines?" Jason says, "We will both be in our mid-50s next year. It's time to enjoy our lives." Yeah, you get to a certain age where you decide, you know what, the rat race isn't worth it anymore. Jack Eisman says, "Don't try saying anything negative about anyone or anything, otherwise you're social incorrect and you can be fired instantly. Free speech in the US, maybe not." Yeah, yeah, it's true. You know, even I remember I was working in the US. There was this girl, a very nice girl. She's a secretary, and I was the district engineer at the time. And she'd come in and talk to me, and she wanted to talk to me in private. She liked to talk about stuff that was happening in her life. And sometimes she'd shut the door and ask her to keep the door open because I felt uncomfortable. You know, I didn't think she'd ever like report harassment, but I just felt uncomfortable when she had the door closed. You know, even though she wanted the door closed to talk to me about private stuff, I felt uncomfortable with it. So, and now it's even that this was 2017, and now it's even worse, man, a lot worse. So yeah, you got to be really careful over there. That free speech is basically gone. You're right. Uh, how's it getting things delivered like from Amazon? Well, we have Shopee and Lazada over here instead of Amazon, but I know some people do order stuff from Amazon because there are some you can get fake stuff on the Shopee and Lazada. But you can order it, but the shipping is expensive. But you can get it here, yeah. Go ahead, maybe.
Why never see province girl with good jobs or their education and money is difficult?
Why do province girls not have good jobs?
Oh, well, maybe because of education also, like maybe they're just a high school graduate or not even a graduate, so that's why they get this not so good job
Yeah,
like that.
their English might be bad also.
Yeah, maybe.
Typically, their English is not as good as the city girls, right? Right.
Paul, are there major differences between big city girls and province girls?
Yeah, we kind of discussed that, but yeah, there are differences. Province girls tend to be more natural, if you know what I mean, and city girls like Cebu City and Manila, they tend to be kind of more entitled, maybe. And but then again, their English is better, easier to meet. easier to date than a province girl. A province girl probably wants more of a commitment than a city girl. So there's positives and negatives both ways. I got a wife with a 4-year degree, so she can think for herself and find work someday. I won't live forever. Coffee on demand. Yeah, that's really good. I think that's a very important thing. Like when foreigners come to the Philippines, if you do meet a girl and you do like her a lot and you end up living with her, even if you don't get married, try to find some way where she has an opportunity in the future if things don't work out. And even if they do work out, having an education is a wonderful thing. It makes you think differently. It makes you analyze things in a different way. So I think sending her to school, even if she's in her 30s, if she hasn't been to school, if she doesn't have an education, no, schooling here is not that expensive. Even Silliman, the best university here, the best one, not Northern. I think it's like $400 a semester. So maybe with books and everything, you're talking $500-600 a semester. You're not talking bankruptcy here like in the US. So it's relatively cheap for a really good education, and I think it's well worth it. So that's something I'd recommend. Careful about those things. You must drive by car according to always what you see ahead. Don't ever assume there will be a road. That's exactly right. Never take your eyes off the road. My eyes are always like constantly scanning and like seeing dogs, and like if I see dogs or children on the side of the road, I'll slow down. I'll pull out to the side because children, they're unpredictable in traffic, and dogs, of course, are unpredictable. You never know. Sometimes they run out, and so yeah, those are the two things. I'm constantly spanning. Luckily, I haven't had an accident here. We almost had one yesterday, right? Not an accident. I was parking my scooter, but there was the road was too inclined, so the scooter almost fell, but I managed to hold it. That being a big bike, that would have been gone. But yeah, if you could only have one motorbike or scooter, definitely scooter because I go more in town than I do. I mean, I use my big bike maybe once or twice a week. The scooter is daily. So yeah, definitely scooter. Where I live, definitely scooter. But now, if I had to choose, I'd probably I had to choose, I'd probably get like a Versus 300cc and then use that in town and out because it's not, the engine is not big enough where you couldn't use it in town, and it's nice to be able to use it out of town. So Versus 300cc would be like perfect if you only had one bike.
Hello.
Hello, Dallas. I lived in Frisco. You probably know where Frisco is if you are in Dallas. That's where I lived before coming here.
Okay.
No, why did you skip that?
Yeah.
Teacher, I just subscribed to your channel. I'm anxious to view your videos. Good to meet you here. Thanks for subbing uniquely extra. Oh no, he subbed to Thomas. Oh, good for Thomas.
There.
Go into a 7-Eleven with Mia. Give the cashier a few pesos and see how long Mia can hang out in the freezer. Yes, I should do that. Shintro says, I'd be seeing 65 or older with province girls if the man does die. What will the woman do if she's relying on the foreigner? You mean you're 65 years old and you're worried about your girlfriend? Yeah, I mean, you can create a will if you have savings where she would get the money, but I just wouldn't mention it. I wouldn't say anything to her. If she's with you, she should be with you because of who you are, not of what she can gain from if you do die. And she thinks, well, I'm worried about him dying and not giving me any money. She doesn't deserve you, basically. Coffee on demand. I wanted to stay for 6 months in the Philippines. Filipino and my wife said 3 months, so we stayed 3 months about a year ago. I'm retired. I just use treadmill or chase my 5-year-old son around the house. So how old are you, Coffee on demand? And you have a 5-year-old. What do you think about like having a kid? I'm assuming you're over 50. Like having a kid at over 50. What do you think about it? I'd love to know your opinion on that. Paul, please don't ignore the poor. There are poor people everywhere, but don't ignore them. Please, like I said, if you're successful, help them. Yeah, I don't know how to help the poor because I always believed, giving fish to people not going to help them in the long run. You have to teach them how to fish. So I'm helping Mia and helping her sister, her little sister, to get an education. So that's how I'm helping someone who he can't help the whole world. He can only help a few specific people, and hopefully those people, when they get an education and they start making money, they can help other people. If I help the whole world, I go bankrupt. I'm not that rich. I'm not rich in like American style rich. I'm rich for the Philippines, but that's about it. Hello, you guys from Missouri, USA. I plan to move to Matano, Philippines, on the island of Mindanao in less than 3 years. Build a house there already and can't get there because of coronavirus. Yeah, but you're not planning to come here for 3 years, so that should be over by then. I always thought of getting a motorhome and traveling around the USA. Yeah, that probably would be fun. But that would be a stupid idea nowadays with the release of criminals from prisons that are assaulting people at rest stops. I never heard about that, but if that's a thing in the US, that's not a good sign of what's to come. Coffee on demand. I have a new 5-bedroom house that has lots of man caves. That's a big house.
What's
5 bedroom. I'll explain that to you later. Man cave. Mia lost her smile.
What is a man cave?
A man cave is like you have a room where it's just for men. You might have like a boxing bag, you might have a big TV there, and you watch soccer, and it's like made for men.
Oh,
You get all your guys friends over.
okay.
Yeah, you can read something.
Paul, do you sell 10 a.m. three-wheel motorcycles on your island? I wanted to buy one, but I haven't seen any of the dealers.
I've seen the only one I've seen is that Yamaha Tricity. It's called. I think it's a 125cc or a 150cc. That's the only one I've seen. The 3-wheelers I've seen, but I'm sure you can get them in Manila or Cebu and have them ship it over here. But that's the only one I've seen here. I'm 36-year-old with a good job, but okay. I have traveled 48 out of the 50 states in the US, and my home is Washington State is the best. Beautiful like the Philippines. Stay here in Washington April through November, and Philippines December through March is the plan. Okay. Yeah, there's quite a few people who do that. They do 6 months here and 6 months there, or 3 months, 4 months here and 4 months in another place. But yeah, there's even people that work that way. Golly, you can go on yawning all the time. I had a friend who did 6 months here and 6 months worked 6 months as a truck driver in the US. So there's many different ways of doing it. Whatever you enjoy. I'm still trying to figure out what I want. So after being here 2 years, Jason, I'm very special. Paul, what's that mean? Teacher Thomas says, wait. Thank you very much. I have a lot of respect for the Kingdom of Thailand and the Thai people. I've been an English teacher here at the Royal Thai Military Academy. Low stress here. Wow, that sounds interesting. Bob Scott, I'm 53 and Filipino fiance turns 25 in a couple of days. Feels great feeling young again. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Younger people make you feel younger. You forget you're 50 plus. You're like, oh, I'm 30. I can't get to the Philippines yet, so my boys and I are going to Mexico for 12 days on December 9th. Oh, sounds interesting. I think we're going to finish up in the next 20 minutes since Mia can't stop yawning. So she looks tired. I think it was too early for her. Teacher Thomas Thailand, for Paul and Mia, it's obvious that this channel is a very honest channel and proves great information for Paul's experience. Cheers to you both. Thank you, Teacher Thomas in Thailand. Scott, haha, I bet it does. My province girl has a 4-year degree and she has never left me. I got her dad a rice field, built her mom a cement house in the mountain, sent 2 brothers to college. Wow, that's amazing. That's really nice. You know, stuff like that is, I think, what really helps more than anything else. You know, going around buying rice for the poor helps for that specific day, but more than anything, giving people an education, teaching them how to fish, basically, is the best way you can go, because they have an opportunity in life and they also have an opportunity in the future to help other people. So I think that's absolutely the best way to spend your money, by helping people, in my opinion. Build a bread store for her and older brother. Wow. Nice, yeah. Thanks, Bachelor. Cool is watching. Hey man, how's it going? I wanted to thank you for your videos. Mark says, I want to thank you for you two make a lovely couple. I cannot wait until I come to the Philippines. Thanks, Mark. See you soon. I love the Nitpan says, I'm 36 and I love the Philippines. I have a good savings for my age that I can retire, but still I don't want to take a chance. This may be a subject for your future videos. Yeah, I've kind of mentioned it briefly in other videos. You know, you got to have a plan if you come here to do something, because if you're 36, you're full of energy. I don't know if retirement is for you. I mean, if you're set, you might look at doing something where you can be here a few months and be there a few months. That's something to do. A lot of things can be taken away from a person, but one thing that nobody can ever take is their education. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I will be severely bored with nothing cerebral to do. Yeah, that's true. You gotta have a hobby, something you can do. For me right now, it's YouTube. So you gotta have something to do. Really, you do.
Okay.
Future vlogger in Anglo City here. Okay, you're moving to Anglo City. Okay, not my type of place, but okay, if you wanna live there. I got a scooter, a bike, and a multi-cab for we keep them at my in-laws in the mountain. Oh, okay. My brother lives in Frisco, Texas. Yeah, 75035 was mine. It's 75036 and 75003. Oh, no freezer for me. She will turn white. You know, Filipinos, they want to be more white, so that won't matter. Most people go to church, and how often are they different in dating if one is not religious or Catholic? You can answer that.
What? Before, yeah, my mother was so religious that we always go to church, but not. I don't really go to church, and.
But I think he's asking, like, in general, are Filipinos different to date the church going? I mean, the friends you made that were church going versus non-church going, were their dating patterns different?
I don't think so.
They're the same, right?
It just.
Yeah. A lot of time, religion is just for show, right?
Yeah.
It's not really. Go there and ask for forgiveness on Sunday, and then they do their sins on Monday. Larry says, hello, new to the stream. Hello, Larry. Tom and Mia till Snow World is Cebu. Sorry. He says, take with Mia to Snow World in Cebu and see how she feels about that. I never heard of Snow World in Cebu, so that must be something new. Yeah, once it opens up again. It's so abused to go to other countries because it's poor to buy slave. I don't know what that means. Mia has lovely gold dark moran skin tone. Has she always had that skin tone, or did she get dark from working outside in the field every day? No, she never worked in the fields. That's just her natural skin color. You work in the field?
Like, my house, and my father's house there, and there's a big work in that before, and we made some
Yeah, but you work out there working 5 hours a day.
No,
I
not
think
5 hours a
I think
day,
what
it's
he's
just
talking
like,
about is like the people that go and plant the
no.
rice and pick the rice. You would once in a while you go in there and take care of the vegetables like a vegetable garden, right? Yeah, you weren't working the fields.
Your daughter is okay.
I don't have a daughter. I don't know what he means by that. Great philosophy on helping me and sisters with education. Kudos to you. Thank you.
Thank
It's cool. Uh,
you.
5-year-old son and only 57.
He's
57. So, oh, okay. He likes that. I love to take him around and see him happy. I notice his improvements, not like my first kid. I was busy working with my first kids. Yeah, that's a problem, right? When you're working, you don't have that. Yeah, next one. Rollo Tomasi. Yeah, that's the guy who wrote the book Rational Male. Again, a book I really recommend.
Sure is that people glad you're helping out.
Try to read higher so they can hear it. Next one, yeah. Come on.
I told my girlfriend that I want to get a full-size Chevy pickup when I move there permanently in less than 3 years. She seemed disappointed when I said that. Why is that? Chevy.
A full-size Chevy, that's a big truck, man. A bit big for here. I don't think I've ever seen it. Not in Dumaguete. I don't think I've seen it even in Cebu. So yeah, you're talking like a 250 or something? I don't know. That's too big here. Yeah, the trucks here are typically smaller.
Yeah, in the US, the wisdom of the government is to let president out so they don't contract COVID. Why not give them masks? You gotta wonder.
Yeah. I can't answer any of that. I'm not keeping up with that. So
Oh, you are a good man. You're helping by doing what you are doing, respect and integrity, but you represent as a Western living at the age. You can do our part by helping those we are close to.
yeah, I completely agree with you, Thomas. That's the way to go. Now, that's my opinion. Other people do it other ways. Some people, maybe they buy rice and drive around and give people rice, or
Yeah.
they give in a different way. Some people, maybe they're a teacher like yourselves and they go teach in the schools that are free, not the private college. So be able. So there's different ways of giving. It doesn't have to be money.
Chocolate is the answer.
Yeah.
If I had a choice, I'd have a Chevy Silverado and a Camaro with a Harley Davidson.
You're coming to the wrong country if you're gonna have all that. You need a country with better infrastructure, man. Mark says, I'm in my early 60s and I've met a Filipina in her 50s, yet she looks like she is in her 30s. Hopefully we will run into each other if I ever make it to Dumaguete. Thank you. And thank you, Mia. That is not a big age difference considered here in the Philippines. So, and typically I found that, this sounds bad, I know, but one of those truth bombs again. But typically I found Filipinos don't seem to keep their shape or stay like young once they're over 30, 35. And I think it's a lot to do with their diet and the lack of exercise. Unless I think they're with a foreigner and they have a different lifestyle, it's different. Like Mia is really into working out,
What's there for breakfast?
No,
we don't have bread anymore.
we'll probably go out and eat after this.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So next time.
I'm from Oregon, been to Southeast Asia, want to visit the Philippines. Hopefully, I can get out of this matrix soon.
Yeah. My favorite movie, The Matrix. Yeah, I think within the next 6 months, 6 months to 1 year, closer to 6 months, things will start to normalize, in my opinion. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you both. I hope Mia gets a good Christmas present. Happy holidays to you both. And I mean, he gave me a lot of stuff that I need, and I don't think I need anything anymore.
Yeah. But it's not I gave you more than materialistic.
Yeah, you
Give
gave
me
me.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Now, it's not about being materialistic. So I, I don't want, I don't want this relationship to be about material.
Material,
Yeah.
material.
If it becomes that, then I'm moving on.
You have a lot watching live stream.
Oh my
Thank
God, we
you.
have 96. I didn't even see that. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Don't forget the thumbs up.
How did you become a YouTuber? Was there a plan or just something to do this year?
You know, really, okay, so this is a bit of a history, but when I first came here, I was working on a project, and I worked on that project for about 9 months. I started a YouTube channel actually when I was in the US. I made one video about why I was leaving the US. Then I didn't make any videos for like almost a year, I think, like 8, 9 months or something. Then I started making videos, and I had like 100, 150 subscribers. And then the lockdown happened, and I got arrested, and I met Paul, Old Dog New Tricks, who's also a vlogger, a fantastic channel. You should check it out. And he asked me if we could do an interview. And I said, why not? And so we put a picture of me in the orange suit because I was arrested for walking. Can you imagine? You're arrested for walking here. I was exercising. I was exercising, so I got arrested. And and then after that, my channel took off. Once he did an interview with me, and people checked out my channel, they seemed to like what they saw, and you know, they probably only have like 6,000 subs. So please comment, share, and subscribe so we can grow. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
is it my family?
I did meet her family several times.
Yeah.
To the Philippines.
Cannot reach pedals. Does that mean? So it's me. Problems girl. Trust me, I've dated both and happily married now. Congrats. Like, he dated both maybe city girls and a province girl, and I was married to a province girl.
Okay, yeah. Rode to the Philippines. I saw full-size Ford once in CDO. That guy couldn't drive many places in the city because of on paper track. That's true. That's exactly right. My wife, new 2018 Subaru car, we drove USA 36,000 miles in 12 months. I did all the driving.
Oh.
That's a lot of miles. Mark Smith says, "Hey guys, greetings from New York City. I wish I could be there now. Can't wait to get back to the Philippines from this toxic environment. Money doesn't buy happiness. Just compare the attitudes of the two countries."
Yeah, that's really true.
Well, money doesn't buy happiness, but money gives you a safety factor so you can be happy. If you're worrying about electric bills, about a place to live, if you can afford, you're worried about if something happens to you, you have to end up in the hospital. It's not a good life. So you have to be financially set, in my opinion, to have more before you come here. So make sure you're financially set before you come here. Yes, I think any place is a good place. You know, you come for 1 or 2 or 3 months and then go on to the next place. Don't commit to anything. Not a place, I'm not a girl. Just come enjoy life.
Coffee.
Yeah. Actually, there's some. I watched this piece on, I think it was CBC or one of the channels on YouTube. There was on YouTube, and they showed that coffee was actually a life extender. So drinking coffee, 2, 3 cups of coffee, and not just coffee. Now, I don't drink alcohol. Well, I do once in a while, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. But it showed there people who drink alcohol, meaning 1 or 2 glasses of wine a day, not alcoholics drinking a bottle of wine a day, 1 or 2 glasses. It could be just one beer or one martini or something like that, just 1 or 2 drinks a day. They actually had a longer life and they had less chance of dementia. So I need to start drinking wine.
Red wine, yes.
No, it said any type of wine, any type of drink.
Oh.
They used to think it's red wine, but now it shows that any type of wine or even just a beer.
Can you get good Vietnamese coffee there or good cappuccinos? These are life essentials.
Yes, I don't know about Vietnamese coffee. I haven't seen that here in Dumaguete at least. But cappuccinos, yeah, there's some great cappuccino. The best cappuccino I've had here is at Why Not. So, but there's some other places with good cappuccino. But yeah, there's lots of great coffee around here in Dumaguete, that is.
You guys laughed when I mentioned the truck, car, and motorcycle, but believe it or not, Davao City had a Chevrolet, Ford, and Harley Davidson dealership on the same block.
Okay. I don't know. That's a bit much for here. I prefer my motorbikes here. You know, it feels like a lot more freedom to do things when you have a motorbike. It seems like this country is more set up for motorbikes than it is for cars. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're much safer in a car. There's some crazy driving over here.
Yeah, there's a
So,
lot. There are a lot of English teachers from the Philippines here in Thailand, mostly all female, and they're great English teachers. It's not a big salary, but the reward is not about money.
yeah, you know, it wouldn't be bad to go to Thailand too. I've always wanted to visit Vietnam and Malaysia. Those are two high ups. But more and more I hear people talking about Thailand, I kind of feel like visiting.
Thailand that I look at on Facebook now.
Yeah.
And it's very beautiful.
Yeah. We should consider Thailand, yeah.
Yeah, we should. Paul, I like your channel, of course. I found your advice on YouTube, but I hope you were kidding when talking about how to get
Okay. Let's not get into that. I made a video about how to dump Filipinos. And what it was, like it wasn't Filipinos in general. It was like if you have somebody who's really like a psycho. And know people that have dated a psycho. And I have seen on YouTube. And it was just a few suggestions. And at the time, I wasn't kidding, but looking back, it might have been a bit of a bad advice. But, not everything that comes out of my mouth is good advice. It's just my thoughts right there and then. And I actually did take the video down after talking to Mia about it. And she said, some of that wasn't really, good advice, right? So I took it down. But the trolls seem to still be hung up on a video that hasn't existed for 2 months. That's how little they have to do. So, I'm busy with my life, enjoying my life, and they can, troll around all they want to do. So that's up to them. I enjoy my life no matter what.
Smash the life for these people.
It's 92 now, according to this, but I guess people are saying goodbye. It's getting late in the US. The restaurant seems like it. Mia, were you scared to go to the restaurant after that?
No, because I have this confidence that you're not gonna do that. Because I'm not a psycho. I may be a creep sometimes.
I'm not psycho.
Many issues with that chicks with a pickup. Oh my god. Things pick up chicks. Pickup trucks.
It's easier to pick up chicks with a pickup truck. Okay.
Look at heading up to San Juan when you both will not be disappointed. Surfing capital of North. I think Siargao is the surfing capital.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Siargao is the surfing capital.
But there's a couple of guys in San Juan, La Union. One of them made some comments on one of my videos. He has a channel over there and he loves it. He absolutely loves it there. So that's something we should make a note of, this place here. We should really, when it opens up, we should make a note of all the places. I mean, we made note of some big places, but there's all these other places we need to visit. There's so many places we need to go, man. It's just...
Chris May, hello.
Hello, Chris. Stuart says, can we give you money to help the poor? Have a PayPal set up. I love Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. Can we help them? I'll say a few words about that. I like to help the poor, don't get me wrong. But even when I do help the poor, I don't really vlog too much about it. I don't say too much about it, except I do mention Mia's sister. But the thing is, when you're over here, if you do start helping the poor, you actually need to go and register with the Filipino government.
Yeah.
And then if you do help the poor and people send you money, there's always going to be like, well, did you use all the money on the rice? Did you do this, or did you keep some of your money? And I've seen bloggers and I've seen hateful comments afterwards. I just don't want to get involved with that. If I decide I want to help, it's going to be on my bank account. It's not going to be on y'all's bank account. I mean, uh, if you're enjoying these videos and all that, watch the videos. We get paid there. If you want to help, if you do enjoy the content, you can send contributions to PayPal. But if I do help, it's going to be on my dime, nobody else's dime, and I'm not going to make videos about it. So I'm probably not going to even talk about it. It's just something I'll do without. I don't know. I just don't want to get all that hate mail and hate comments and all that stuff. And here when you buy rice, like you go to the market and buy rice, you don't get any receipts, right?
No.
So I'd have to have a camera and paying the money, showing how much I'm paying. Then people will say, oh, you had a deal with him because I can get rice for, how much is it per kilo? I can get rice there for 20 pesos and you paid 30 pesos per kilo. I know, it's just, I just don't want to get involved with it.
Hate.
There's a lot of haters
Yeah.
and a lot of people that don't trust anything. So I'm not going to get involved in that. I've been smiling and it's thank you. I only dated one Filipina, and that's my wife. Oh wow, that's good of you. So you didn't taste the different candies in the candy store. Maybe you got the best bite.
Took down that video. I like your channel, Mia. Take care.
Thank you, Nita.
Oh, we talked about it, right?
Yeah.
I sent you an email, Paul. If you and Mia get the chance to visit Thailand, my wife and I will make sure you enjoy real Thailand away from the tourist zones. You will love it. Gotta run.
Yeah, we'll stay in contact, Thomas, because I'll take you up on that offer more than probably. Enjoy your rest of the day, Stuart. Thomas. Stuart. Okay, respect, Paul.
Thanks.
I think he means for taking down.
Yeah.
Ask me.
I didn't really know that bananas.
What was that again? Huh?
Huh?
What was that again?
What?
What's Batanes again?
It's a place.
Oh, okay. I don't think we know about that place.
What is the PayPal link?
You just go to any of my YouTube videos, and it's in the description below there. I think there's a couple that don't have it, but most of them have it. So you just go there and you'll see it. Or just go to the About section, and you'll see it there. Please go tell Duterte to let me use. Wait a minute, I'll pick up the phone. Hey, Duterte.
Hey, actually, you can text.
Yeah, like he reads that. Come
on.
he's gonna read 100 million texts. Never ask for receipts when giving photos. No photos allowed. Okay. I love both of you. Enjoy your time. Be happy. Thank you, Japan. And good night to you. I completely agree with you and Paul, not being a bridge to helping the poor. I've seen those videos as well. Yeah. And it can come off really wrong, even if you're trying to help and you're being nice. It can come off like you're doing it just for YouTube. You know what I mean? Just for the subscribers. So it can come off the wrong way also. So I don't know. It's kind of a hard subject and a very fine line there. I've seen some bloggers here to do it, and they do it like Ned has done it, Bud Brown has done it, and it comes out the right way. But I've seen also bloggers that do it, and it seems like they're just doing it for YouTube. You know what I mean? It just come out the wrong way. Even if they have good intentions, it can still come out the wrong way.
As far as helping the
poor,
I think you're doing the right thing. Keep it under the radar and help.
Yeah. Thanks, Jack. Scott Johnson.
I was trying to find your interview in Paul's channel, Paul, all the new tricks. I haven't had any luck yet. What is the title link to it?
I think you have to go to Paul's channel. It's not on my channel. While Mia's talking, I'll find it and leave a link, okay? You can read the next one.
I
Maybe.
Looking forward to the motorcycle travel channel. Will you let Mia drive the bike? Ah, no, he wanna let me drive the bike.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
It's because I, I don't know how to drive a bike. That's all. How tall is Mia? Just for a bit of trivia, Dave Chappelle has a beautiful Filipino wife. How tall am I?
You're like 5'3", 5'4".
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So hold on, guys. I'm trying to find that video.
Okay, Batanes is near Taal Lake, not too far from the volcano due south. Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, but I think you wanna go. I think there's not much in Batanes aside from the volcano. I don't know.
Where's the first one?
And
There's one here. He did 2 interviews with me, so this is the first one. Um, and then he did a second one that was. Just keep talking, dude.
okay, bikes and women. What would you rather die? I'm only kidding you. But motorbikes did the best when you backed into a hard tight corner. I don't understand that.
Vice woman, what would you rather ride? I'd rather ride a woman. Just my opinion. Or a woman on top of a bike. So this is the second video there. So that's both videos right there.
There. Alemannios Island in Pangasinan is also a great place to see.
Okay.
There.
We need to sit down and make a note of all these places after.
Do I know if there are cruise ships that visit several islands within the Philippines? How about all inclusive resorts? Are they similar slash equivalent to the ones in Mexico?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't think there are many cruise ships that stop by the Philippines. All-inclusive resorts. I think I've heard about them, but I don't really go to that because I'm not a big. I don't eat big portions and I don't drink much except for my coffee. So yeah, this.
No, no, I
Sure.
didn't. Yes, I didn't.
Okay. Batanes is the northernmost Philippine island. Okay.
No. Sorry, Batanes is far. Okay,
Okay, I think we'll start wrapping it up.
mix it up, mix it up.
Okay, guys, we'll just go a few more minutes and then we'll
Just
wrap it up.
asking, wait.
What?
Have you and Aldo got a falling out?
No,
No?
Aldog is he's a really nice guy.
Yeah,
he really
he is.
is. He's super nice, and his girlfriend, Baby May, she's super nice too. She's funny, and she has her own channel also, and she's I like them. I really do. They're good people.
So many people in the Philippines don't have stable financial life and they're still happy. Of course, as a Westerner, we can't live happily without money.
Yeah, that's true. They are still happy, but they're also looking for a better life. You know. So.
Yeah. Oh, Runa.
Hey, Runa, how's it going? Batangas is northernmost province in Philippines. The entire island province, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Surprised me, it doesn't know. Well,
Because I'm
you
not
don't know
really-
Filipinas if you're surprised he doesn't know because Filipinos don't really know their country. They know their village and their surroundings, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good night from the UK. Good night. So I think we'll wrap it up. And guys, thank you for joining our live stream. And sorry about the brownout earlier, but that's just the Philippines. That's just acceptance mode. So good night to everybody. We'll just read a few short last few ones here. Province girls are just lost
In city
as foreigners.
are
No. I think foreigners are get most out of the city education from Facebook. Yeah, probably.
you are a divorced man, don't you think it's not reassuring for your fiancé? What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Okay. Okay, good night,
Good night.
everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you on the next one, probably next week sometime. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to call the third.